Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all season long, baby. Rumors, trades, speculations, game recaps, anything and everything. New Jersey Devils hockey. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And on to the news. The news cycle right now is fast and furious. It's hard for me to keep up with it. I got phones, televisions, computers, laptops, desktops, tablets. I got all the devices going. There's a ping, 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 alerts going everywhere, text messages, phone calls. It's getting crazy. And the latest news to drop in New Jersey Devils land is that the New Jersey Devils have acquired Johnathan Kovacevic from the Montreal Canadiens in exchange for a 2026 fourth-round pick. And obviously, I did not know much about this young man upon hearing his name. And so we do the research here, and we see this is an absolute monster of a man at 6'5", 223 pounds. He's 26 years old. He was drafted by Winnipeg in the third round in the 2017 draft. And here we just take a look at the stats. And last season in 62 games played, he had 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points with a plus 11. You see he had limited career experience. His rookie year, he only played 4 games. In the year before in Montreal, 22-23, he played 77 games and had 3 goals, 12 assists for 15 points. But the thing that makes me salivate is obviously that 6'5", 223 frame. You guys know I like the big boys. Hopefully he uses the size. I've seen a couple clips of him doing just that, and hopefully he does it regularly. And when I first saw this come across the wire, I thought this was a depth move, for Utica or to have him as a 7th, 8th defenseman. I think something similar with Nick DeSimone happened last week. And then for some reason, and I'm not saying so don't, I'm not starting rumors. I'm just thinking out loud, right? Thinking out loud with you all here. This guy's a right D. Is there any way that for some reason at the 25th hour when everyone thought brettpesce to the Devils was a foregone conclusion, is it possible that there's been some sort of snag, something has happened, and brettpesce is not going to come here? Is it possible, or maybe something else unrelated? And then I was thinking, is it possible that possibly another player that we didn't think was going to become available, or at least consider coming to us, did become available, and then so Fitzy decided to save the Pesce money, go with a cheaper option with this kid, and continue about his business? It's just something to think about, because everyone thought Pesce was a foregone conclusion, as did I, due to all the rumors. But is it possible that this is a budget replacement for Pesce and we're going to spend the money elsewhere? Something to think about. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then the Devils put this out. They've tendered qualifying offers to Dawson Mercer, Nolan Foote, Santeri Hitaka, Nico Dawes, and Adam Beckman. So these deals are going to cut into our cap space a little bit. It's hard to say exactly how much, but it will definitely cut into a little bit. So that's just something to keep into consideration. That's probably another few million bucks-ish or so on top of Mercer. Something to keep in mind when we're running these numbers. But then we get to the insiders. Gotta love the insiders, especially the active ones. Former New Jersey Devil goaltender Kevin Weeks, one of my favorite, the Weeksy. And here's his tweet from a little while ago. NJ Devils might cook tomorrow. With their top goalie situation finally locked, they may add a top 5D, top 6 winger. I thought the top 5D thing was sort of interesting. A lot of other people did as well. But top 6 winger, again, that was the one in the previous video I talked about. It seems like the table set for Fitzy to easily check off his list of the 5 pieces he was looking to get in goaltender, top 4 defenseman, bottom 4 defenseman, top 6 forward, bottom 6 forward, 5 pieces. It seems like it's all going to shake out to where it's very easy to get 4 of the 5, with the missing 5th piece being potentially or arguably the sexiest of all, and that is the top 6 forward. A lot of names have been speculated. There's some big names in free agency, but Weeksy puts that out, and I'm like, okay, maybe you're getting my hopes up a little bit. And then I see Emily Kaplan posts this. The Devils making big moves this offseason. Already got Jacob Markstrom, and as Empty Netters Pod first reported, expectation is brettpesce also signs. Don't think they're done after that either. So what exactly does that mean? And then I just keep coming back to the thing with Pesce, and there's a lot of rumblings out there that there might be a surprise. And I'm starting to think now, with all of this kind of chatter, if we in fact do not sign Pesce and Kovacevic is going to be that right D where we had Pesce slotted in, that frees up a lot of money. Is it possible, hear me out, is it possible that we didn't believe we were firmly in the Steven Stamkos sweepstakes and he wasn't going to consider us? Maybe Fitz tried, and maybe the initial feedback was, Steven Stamkos is not interested. Is it possible that he's maybe revisited the possibility, and now Stammer maybe is open to joining the New Jersey Devils? And that may have put Fitz in a situation where he thought Stammer was out of it, and now all of a sudden maybe he's back in, and it would be hard to fit him under the cap with the Pesce money going to him. So is it possible that the chain of events kind of set off where it was like, I can't get Pesce and Stammer. We thought Stammer was out. Stamkos came back. I now need to move on and get a replacement instead of Pesce, and they brought in Kovacevic. Is it possible? I don't want to start rumors, and I'm not saying that this is all fact, but as you people all know, Steven Stamkos is very high on my list, and I just have to keep going back to the why not us. We do have a bright future. We have a fairly bright right now. It could become much brighter at some point tomorrow with some of these free agent moves that we're all anticipating Fitzgerald makes. But I have to believe that there is at least a chance. Again, I do think that we are going to get Pesce. It just seems like there's been too many rumors, and it just seems way too... Yeah, it's just too rumored for it not to happen, I think. But I do think there's a scenario where it is possible Fitz had another move in mind and thought it was gone, and maybe it's come full circle back now where he's like, I have to save money with the Pesce replacement to do this other move or moves. And maybe it's not Stamkos. Maybe it's somebody else. Who knows? But I do think it is possible. When I first saw the Kovacevic news, I really thought it was a depth, 7th defenseman, 8th defenseman kind of thing. But who knows? Maybe Fitzgerald and the team saw something in him, similar to Cotter when we got Cotter from Vegas yesterday, that they think, he could play a much bigger role on the Devils than they were on their previous club. And that could be a scenario. So I'm very interested to know now, is that Kovacevic a depth move, which it seemed like to me at first, or do they think they kind of found lightning in a bottle with this kid where he can have an expanded role on the Devils from what he did in Montreal? And maybe now they're like, you know what, we don't need Pesce. We can invest that money elsewhere better. And I'm hoping that brings us Steven Stamkos. You could watch my previous video that came out earlier today. I love Stammer. I listed all the reasons why. I would love to see him in a New Jersey Devils jersey. There's not too many guys like Stammer. But what do you guys make of this Kovacevic thing? Am I looking too much into it? Is this 100% a depth move and not possibly in place of Pesce? What do you guys think? Is Pesce definitely coming here, or do you think there's maybe a little smoke to the idea that Kovacevic might be the cheaper alternative solution to Pesce, and now Fitz has his eye on spending that money somewhere else? Let me know what you guys think. I 100% thought it was a depth move when I first saw it, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, he is 6'5". Fitz wants that checklist. Heavier, edgier, more violent. He definitely fulfills that, more so than Pesce. And maybe, Fitzgerald thinks that Pesce money is better spent on a different player or different position. Very curious to know what you guys think. I'm my mind's going crazy right now with every one of these insiders' tweets and reading the comments and people's speculations. It's crazy. This is one of the funnest times of the year for me as a Devils fan. Free agency, trade deadline, a lot of times they're either joyous occasions or they're absolutely devastating and heartbreaking. I'm hoping that Fitzgerald has the tricks up his sleeve and that sometime tomorrow we all have something to come back to this very place to celebrate in the comments and maybe a live, depending on how it goes. Or maybe if it's bad, I'll do a live too. I'll probably do a live tomorrow at some point, tomorrow night maybe. Seems like the logical move on free agency day, July 1. A little July 1 live. Bring your livers, rest up, get the beverages ready. We're going live tomorrow. It's official. One way or the other, we're going live, and I'm hoping it is a Steven Stamkos arrival party on the channel tomorrow night. That's my number one hope. I also would love to get Zadorov, obviously. I don't know how likely that is. But now, I think this opens up a whole world of possibilities if Kovacevic is, in fact, a cheaper Brett Pesce replacement. And I don't know that that is the case, but I do think there's at least a small chance that that is what's going on here. And if it is, I think there's going to be some other guys in play. And I also believe that would increase the chances of us possibly getting Zadorov. So it is crazy. It's all dominoes. One piece falls, and the rest of it kind of falls in line with it. But if Pesce is, in fact, not coming to the Devils, that makes things real interesting. It really does. Everyone thought for a week that he was definitely coming here, but maybe he's not. Maybe Kovacevic is the cheap replacement. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about any of this. Am I just crazy and looking too much into this? Is Pesce still definitely coming here and Kovacevic purely is a depth move? Or is there maybe something a little more sinister at work here? Did Fitzy pull the deal back from Pesce and now he's going to invest that money elsewhere? I'm curious to know what other people think. Free agency opens up at 12 p.m. tomorrow. I did mess up. For some reason, I thought it was midnight. I don't know why I thought that, but correction. Sorry if I messed anybody up. It is 12 p.m. tomorrow, so by the time this video comes out, it'll be roughly 9 o'clock. So free agency, 9 p.m. on Sunday night. So free agency will be roughly 15 hours away, and I'm going to be looking at all the devices, looking at the alerts, and looking for something to get excited about. But as of now, with all these insider tweets, everyone's expecting the Devils to make this big move, and maybe they're just delusional and looking for some drama or something to report on. Like many of the fans are just looking for, a big acquisition to make us happy. But there might be something to it. And I really hope that Fitzy really is going to surprise us all and make us all extremely happy on July 1. We will find out soon enough. I think a lot of the big names you're going to see signed right around that 12 o'clock deadline. We'll see the reports come trickling out between, 12 o'clock and dinner time. A lot of these guys are going to be off the board, but hopefully Fitzy right now is in the war room, strapped in with whoever he's with. They're making their calls, sending their emails, whatever they're doing, and trying to figure out how to best spend this cap space to improve this Devils roster for next season. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of just eventually got on board with Pesce, if that's what it was going to be, because that is a replacement for Marino. But I'm not going to be heartbroken if he doesn't come, if it means getting some of those other guys that I was looking at. I really won't. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I am super jacked. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. I drink a lot of iced coffee with espresso shots in it throughout the day, so I'm kind of flying high all the time. And, got to keep that heartbeat pumping and keep the energy levels up. Throw it all out there in the comments. I'm curious to know what you all think about this. Am I making much ado about nothing, or is there something here and maybe there's a whole nother plan in the works for Fitz? I don't know. We will find out soon. I will be back as soon as anything happens. But Kovacevic happened. I was sitting there thinking about it. I saw the tweets and I was like, maybe there's something else going on here in an alternate universe that no one's aware of. And I'm hoping somehow it all just leads to Steven Stamkos joining the New Jersey Devils. But I understand it probably is a pipe dream, but I got a dream. Dream, 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 dream. Got a dream. Steven Stamkos is the current dream until the next one. And we'll see. We will see what happens. I'll be back soon. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.